Coming up on Around San Diego, Mexico on edge after a deadly weekend of chaos from Puerto Vallarta to Tijuana. With a top drug kingpin now dead, we hear from an expert on what happens next. Plus, an update on a federal immigration enforcement policy change impacting the rights of students and families on San Diego Unified campuses. And the city of San Diego could soon regulate e-bikes. We spoke with the council member behind the proposal that could set a minimum age to ride. Great to see you. Thank you so much for joining us as we take you around San Diego. I'm News 8's Jenny Day, and I'll get you caught up on our top stories of the week so far, and we'll look ahead at what's to come around San Diego. We do begin across the border. The U.S. government has lifted that shelter-in-place order for Americans in Mexico. This comes after cartel violence erupted following the killing of one of the country's most powerful cartel leaders by Mexican special forces. Many security analysts see the killing of Nemesio Cervantes, also known as El Mencho, as a return to the so-called kingpin strategy, essentially trying to decapitate the Jalisco New Generation cartel by getting rid of its top leader.
The bottom line is this guy is no longer in charge of one of the major drug cartels that kill Americans by delivering drugs to the United States.
Yeah, the San Diego Police Department says it has been in constant communication with Mexican authorities to monitor the situation and protect residents on both sides of the border. And the unrest in Mexico has also led to cruise ships having to make detours. News 8's Shannon Handy is working for you. She talked to an expert and has more on what you need to know if you are heading on a Mexican cruise anytime soon.
The Port of San Diego is a major hub for cruise ships traveling to and from Mexico. Those cruises are still going, but some have had to make last-minute changes.
This was the scene in Puerto Vallarta Sunday, sparked by retaliatory violence over the killing of Mexico's most powerful drug lord.
Scattered with fires.
The unrest left tourists on the ground stranded as flights got canceled and roadways were blocked. Puerto Vallarta is also a popular stop for cruises. For those out at sea, the violence has forced ships to turn around or stay far offshore and cancel excursions.
Norwegian Cruise Line, Princess Cruises, Holland America Line, right now they're avoiding Puerto Vallarta. They're not going to jeopardize passenger and ship safety.
Stuart Cajon is known as the cruise guy. He's been in the business for 36 years and has been on nearly 350 cruises. He told me having to make those last-minute changes is something cruise lines are used to.
They're not canceling the cruise, but what they're doing is they're canceling the ports. Changing port itineraries to adjust with weather or geopolitical issues is normal. In this case, what they're going to do is they're going to spend more time in, let's say, Cabo San Lucas, or they may spend a day at sea.
On Monday, the Cabo Instagram page posted a video showing what the area looked like. The caption addressed people's concerns, writing, "Everything is operating normally." While there is uncertainty over how the violence in Mexico will impact the country's hospitality industry, Cajon believes cruises won't be affected.
The cruise lines are not going to see any cancellations because they're not going to these destinations that are having these issues.
I asked Cajon if it's still safe to go on a Mexican cruise. He advises it is, adding passengers likely won't notice anything different, especially on board.
Nothing is going to change. Your entertainment, your activities, the restaurants, the spas.
Still, there are travelers who may choose to cancel their upcoming Mexican cruises. What's the process for that? Cajon warns, check the cruise line's cancellation policy first. Most cancellations can only be done using travel insurance, citing a medical issue as a reason to not go.
They're going to perform the cruise, and I can only tell you, just like with hurricanes, you can't cancel because of a hurricane because ships will do everything they can to avoid the hurricane. So it's not going to be a coverable issue unless you have travel insurance that covers cancel for any reason.
Working for you, Shannon Handy, CBS 8.
Thank you. Well, the man convicted of killing 2 students and injuring 13 others at Santana High School almost 25 years ago will stay behind bars for now. Andy Williams was 15 years old when he opened fire at the school. His attorney argues new state laws for juvenile offenders should make Williams eligible for release. But a judge disagreed this week, so Williams will stay in custody as he awaits a resentencing under that new state law. Williams' lawyer says she may push to have him moved from a state prison to county jail as the legal fight continues. I do remember it. Well, Escondido will continue to allow ICE agents to train at a police shooting range. Many residents turned out to oppose the deal ahead of this week's city council meeting. The contract renewed this year shows ICE will pay Escondido $22,000 a year for the next 3 years for agents to use their range. Agents have trained there for more than a decade, actually, but it's gone largely unnoticed until recent scrutiny over the Trump administration's immigration enforcement policies. While some residents and activists say the deal risks turning Escondido into a hub for ICE, the city council says the agreement will remain in place. Meantime, San Diego's largest school district is updating its immigration enforcement policies. District leaders say the move is designed to keep students and staff members safe. While San Diego Unified already had an immigration enforcement policy in place, this move to formally update it now puts it in alignment with the State Department of Education's policy. Excuse me, this revision by San Diego Unified maintains its original policy while adding some updated guidance from California's Attorney General, prohibiting district staff from releasing a student's or employee's personal information or entering district property or a school bus, all without a warrant. And the majority of San Diego's congressional delegation chose to boycott President Trump's State of the Union address on Tuesday night. 3 of San Diego County's 4 Democrat congressional representatives have made it clear that they had no intention of supporting President Trump by attending his address to the nation. While the 4th representative, Mike Levin, did attend, bringing with him the daughter of an immigrant couple who were deported after being detained by ICE. Congressman Juan Vargas points specifically to the Trump administration's immigration policies as a major reason.
ICE people are out there terrorizing our communities. I mean, our communities are terrorized because of the policies that he has instituted with Kristi Noem. So again, I don't want to be part of this farce. And that's why I don't want to be there. I think it's a farce.
Yeah, so San Diego County's lone Republican congressional representative, Darrell Issa, did attend the State of the Union speech. Well, another big moment to note during that speech, President Trump awarded the Medal of Honor to Royce Williams, a 100-year-old Korean War veteran from Escondido. Williams was met with an applause that lasted about 2 minutes. Yeah, well deserved. The nation's highest military honor comes after Williams, a Navy pilot, shot down 4 Soviet jets in a solo dogfight in 1952. That mission remained classified until 2002. Well, now to an update on the South Crest flooding. The city of San Diego is set to pay out insurance companies tied to claims from the floods in January of 2024. The city council officially approved a settlement this week. 17 companies will split $6.3 million, including Allstate, Mercury, and Palomar Specialty, for payouts they made after historic storms inundated parts of the city. But flood survivors themselves say they are still waiting for compensation. 1,500 flood victims sued the city, and they are set to go to court in October. And the city of San Diego is one step closer to new e-bike regulations focused on helping keep kids safe. Other cities around the county, including Chula Vista, Carlsbad, and San Marcos, have already adopted new e-bike rules. Under a new proposal from San Diego City Council member Raul Campillo, kids under 12 would be banned from riding Class 1 and Class 2 e-bikes. The plan would also require that passengers only ride on bikes specifically designed with a permanent second seat. Campillo says that emergency rooms are seeing more injuries tied to e-bike accidents, and pedestrians are being put at risk.
We're seeing a lot of young people show up to ERs. We're seeing a lot of seniors who are walking down the sidewalk who get hit by irresponsible e-bike riders that are going way too fast. And so we're really just trying to preserve public health, safety. That's really at the heart of what we're doing.
Yeah, the proposal now heads to the Public Safety Committee. If it passes there, it'll move to the full council for final approval. Well, digging in the sand could soon cost you in Del Mar, a beach tradition that's soon to be against the law. And the city of San Diego facing a $120 million budget deficit. What could be on the chopping block and the services people they say they can't live without? Thank you for staying with us as we continue to take you around San Diego. So in 2022, San Diego County declared fentanyl a public health crisis as deaths from the drug reached more than 2 per day. Well, News 8 looked into fentanyl-related deaths now and found a significant drop. In 2022, there were 802 fentanyl-caused deaths. Last year, fewer than half of that, with 340 fentanyl deaths in 2025. Despite the progress, the San Diego County Chief Population Health Officer says we are still above pre-pandemic levels.
Although we're really excited that it's heading down, and it's dramatically heading down, it's still way elevated before, like higher than it was before any of the opioid crisis.
Dr. Esposito there says the drop is due to a combination of factors, including increased awareness, additional treatment programs, reduced stigma, and the distribution of Narcan. Meantime, the city of El Cajon, the council has rejected a plan that would have allowed up to 4 marijuana dispensaries to open in the city. It was proposed by 2 council members who said the city could benefit from the revenue they would have brought in. Currently, El Cajon bans dispensaries but allows residents to get home delivery from dispensaries based in other cities. Mayor Bill Wells says he is opposed to the plan. And now we are hearing from San Diegans about their priorities as the city looks at possible budget cuts. This week, the city council held a public meeting about the projected $120 million budget deficit. People voiced concerns about Balboa Park parking fees, public health funding, low-income housing, intersection safety, and library hours.
The city fully funds all of our libraries so they can be open every day of the week. That's what I hope. Now, do I think that's going to happen? No, but at least at the bare minimum, we need to go back to what the funding that we had in 2025.
There were also calls to reduce police funding and cancel the city's contract with Flock, the company that provides automated license plate reader cameras used by San Diego police. Another public budget meeting is scheduled for March 10th. Mayor Gloria will then publish his proposed budget on April 15th. Well, the city of Del Mar is banning people visiting beaches from digging holes deeper than 2 feet in the sand. They are also banning burying people completely in the sand. The city unanimously approved the new law, which takes effect March 17th. It also requires that all holes, regardless of depth, be filled in before leaving. They say it's about safety, pointing to an uptick in trip and fall risks, collapses, and hazards for lifeguards and emergency vehicles. Enforcement will start with a warning, but anyone who refuses to comply could be fined $100. Coming up, a warning after new video shows a family getting kicked off the beach for harassing a sea lion. Stay with us. Welcome back. The San Diego Unified School District is making a change at Claremont High. This week, the board unanimously voted to replace the school's chieftain's mascot, bringing it into compliance with a new state law. The change comes as districts across the state implement the California Racial Mascots Act, which bans the use of derogatory Native American terms. The name change would take effect in the 2026 to 2027 school year, according to the San Diego Unified School District. San Diego Unified reports Claremont High is the first school in the district to implement a mascot name change under the new state policy that went into effect at the start of this year. After the meeting, we did catch up with Claremont High's principal, who tells us the nickname of the captains was selected after a nearly year-long community engagement process.
Those who have been chieftains, they will always be a chieftain. Nothing about this change is taking the experience away from those who have already gone through Claremont and our alumni and proud alumni. This is about the future.
still too early to know how much all the changes will cost or if more schools will need to change their name as well. Well, now to a warning and a reminder for people still getting too close and harassing sea lions there in La Jolla. It is illegal and something we have covered many times, but this time a ranger actually kicked a family off the beach. Local photographer Jim Grant captured video of it. You can see the ranger at La Jolla Cove telling a family to leave because their children would not stop harassing the animals. Grant says overall the ranger was respectful, but you could tell he was getting frustrated. Yeah, so we just urge you to enjoy the beautiful area, obviously in a respectful way. So no reports that the family was fined. The photographer there worries the problem could get worse, though, since, did you hear this? TripAdvisor just named La Jolla Cove as the best beach in America. Go us. Working for you, we reached out to the city of San Diego for more information, including if more safeguards will be put into place for the anticipated increase in traffic. Well, the city of San Diego is also looking for someone to breathe new life into the Tecolote Canyon golf course. The city is now accepting proposals to lease, renovate, and operate the historic 18-hole course. The winning operator will be expected to upgrade the clubhouse, replace aging infrastructure, and keep community programs like junior clinics and charity tournaments running. Proposals are due by April 14th. Well, Chula Vista is opening a first-of-its-kind city-run food pantry. It will be located at the Chula Vista Civic Center and Public Library. The pantry is designed to serve the entire South Bay, though. There are no eligibility requirements. Anyone can visit once a week for pantry staples, fresh and refrigerated food, and even diapers as well. Kids can also get free lunch there over the summer.
In a country and a region of abundance, there's no shortage of food over here. It's more of how we are all working together to provide that food to the ones who are hungry out there.
It officially opens this Wednesday. Hours will be Monday and Wednesday from noon to 7. Coming up, a sneak peek at what you can expect as one of Carlsbad's biggest attractions gets ready to open its gates. Well, spring is getting closer and closer, and one of Carlsbad's biggest seasonal attractions is opening its gates this Sunday. News 8's Alex Lai shows us how the bloom is looking at the Carlsbad flower fields.
Well, it's that time of year again. The Carlsbad flower fields open this Sunday, and today we got a sneak peek of what you can expect this year. For about 10 weeks each spring, this hillside turns into a blanket of nearly 80 million giant Tecolote ranunculus stretching across 13 colors.
So we try to do it in like a...
Operations manager Taylor Moss says this year's dry winter has the blooms running a little ahead of schedule.
Right now when we open, we'll probably have around 14 to 20 acres in bloom out of our 55. So as we grow, we kind of grow in a wave. So not our entire field is ever in bloom at one time.
Peak bloom usually lands in April when as many as 40 acres can be in full color. New this year, a larger butterfly enclosure after a smaller version drew a lot of interest last season.
We kind of did a trial of our butterfly encounter in a more modular space, and we did domestic butterflies. So this year we've really upgraded, built one from the ground up, 1,000 square feet, and we'll feature exotics. So they'll be bigger, brighter, and even better.
And for the first time, a Fields of Luck 5K will take place on March 15th.
So 2 days before, but we still want you to dress in your best St. Patty's gear, green, maybe even a little garden fairy attire. It's going to be amazing. It's going to go around the entire loop of the flower fields before we open.
Returning favorites include weekend live music, local vendors, and wagon rides.
I think the best day ever is you get your tractor wagon ride. It allows you to see the entire field. You get some amazing snacks at our strawberry hut, our seasonal pop-up vendor market that we're going to do that features local vendors, go in the butterfly encounter, and then maybe get lost in the sweet pea maze.
The flower fields run from March 1st through May 10th, open daily from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Tickets for adults are $27 and kids are $17. You can find more pricing information at cbs8.com. Just click on this story. Reporting from Carlsbad, Alex Lai, News 8.
So beautiful. And yeah, our weather's been perfect. All right, well, San Diegans also have the chance to catch a rare celestial show, and astronomers say it will be worth catching a glimpse. A planetary parade begins Saturday just after sunset with Venus and Jupiter, and then possibly Saturn visible to the naked eye for a short time. You will need a telescope to see Uranus and Jupiter. Then early Tuesday morning, a total lunar eclipse will turn the moon a deep red during totality from 3 to 4 a.m. I will set an alarm. World's an incredible place. All right, well, hey, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time and staying informed. For News 8, I'm Jenny Day. Take such good care.